How you doing, Kenny?
I'm all good. I'm straight, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Where are you now?
I'm in LA. I'm in LA, Mid City.
You been spending a lot of time out there?
I've been here like a week. But it's my second time being out here just at all.
How,
And
how's it
yeah, I
different
just
from
gotta get a lot of work done.
how's it different from Atlanta?
It's a lot more traffic, and Atlanta got a lot of traffic, so that's saying something. But it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot more like healthier places to eat, I guess, which is good for me. I'm trying to stay on the healthy tip.
I get that. It's funny you mentioned traffic because I feel like the top three things out in Atlanta that I hear about other than music is traffic. Everybody's always talking about potholes and
Let's
shit.
see. All right, in Atlanta, like you know, what I'm saying it's traffic at certain parts of the day, and it's real crazy. It's probably like 5 to 6 is like crazy. You know, what I'm saying crazy traffic. But like out here, it's crazy traffic all day. It don't matter what the fuck time. Like you know, what I'm saying it's like bro, that's crazy. Like
Is your first time out there?
it's my second time.
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
but last time I wasn't here for that long. So this, I'm really getting to enjoy it. Like I went to the beach and shit. You know what I'm saying the other day, and I had never done that before. So
at
here,
all? Like,
not been to the beach, but here, you know what I'm saying.
yeah, it's way different than like any other beach in like any other state, I assume.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Uh,
cold.
really? Like the water or like the air?
The air at the beach cold. It's cold out here.
I've never been west of New Orleans, so I never I
Yeah,
wouldn't know.
like
Like,
Florida, the beaches in Florida, like they hot.
yeah, I went to college 15 minutes away from Daytona Beach. So
Yeah.
I was I was there like every day.
Salute.
Let me just put on my questions. All right. What was the first album that you can remember that you ever caught your attention
Um, I think it was the Carter 2.
back in the
Yeah,
day?
it was really the Block is Hot, like the Block is Hot hit first album, but like the Carter 2 was like the first time I listened, I went and listened to like on my own, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny enough, same thing for me, like in hip hop, like Fireman, like that was
Yeah,
like the first hip hop song I ever loved.
Fireman was, bro. I played, bro. That shit. Anybody that knew, I was like 10, maybe 10 years old, maybe probably younger than that, probably like 9, probably like 8 or 9 actually. And anybody that was in the car with me, I was in the car with, knew that when that song came on, they had to turn it up, else I was gonna start raising hell. That was my song. That was my theme song.
Fireman, yeah, nah, that's
But but
I
it's but the reason why it was my theme song is because like when I was like 3 years old, well maybe 4 years old, like I like accidentally set my house on fire, like the house I was living in.
you want to walk me through that if you're
So
coming.
yeah, so I'm like a little ass kid or whatever, and we got a fireplace like in our den in my grandma's house. We had a fireplace, and I was just like putting like phone books in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I just like looking at the fire, bro, and like I was putting phone books in there, and it was just making the fire bigger, and I just like that shit. And I kept doing it, and then it got out of control, and I'm just it's just a bunch of smoke all of a sudden, and then my dad like I feel my dad like pull me, like you know what I'm saying. A lot of like that it's fucked up because like I guess I fucked up a lot of pictures and shit. Like I don't really got baby pictures no more and shit. But like Fireman was my like it was a joke, like you know what I'm saying, with my dad and shit. Like Fireman was like my name when that song dropped. Everybody that met me, that's like a big family story, you know what I'm saying?
Is that why
Every-
the first song on your first album is called Firestarter?
Low key. It wasn't meant to be in reference to that, but it makes sense. Like I guess like some subconscious shit. But like yeah. I just always like fire, bro. I love fire.
I totally get it. Like all of my like middle school days, I used to like play with axe bottles and matches and shit like that, so you could see like the flame get really big.
Yeah, I used to just set shit on fire like in the woods, like just burn shit. Like when I had nothing to do and as a kid, a little bad ass kid, I used to just do that shit.
Yeah, that's what it's like when you grow up, in the pre-social media days. It's not like we could be like scrolling Twitter or making TikToks. Like all we had in middle school was
Yeah,
setting
bro, it was nothing
fire.
to do. It would be nothing to do some days.
Did you grow up in the country or like the city?
In the city, I grew up like yeah, I grew up in the city. I grew up like in the west side of Atlanta. Um, it was a main street called Campbellton Road. I grew up off of.
And there was like a lot of woods you had like access to around there.
Yeah, it's like woods, like in between neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like big, like gaps of woods in between neighborhoods. That I just be hanging out in there, like little creeks and shit. But it was still the city. It's just like in between the neighborhood, you got these patches of woods that I would be fucking around in, doing shit, just hanging out.
Um, when you first started making music on an amateur level, what did it sound like?
Uh, it sounded like I think it probably sounded like Drake, to be honest, because Drake was like my favorite artist around the time. I was like 15. I was like 13, 14, my fault. Yeah, I was like 14. And I know that like I probably just wanted to sound like I probably just wanted to be Drake, you know, like because that's why I started rapping. Like I didn't even tell nobody I was rapping until like I rapped for this girl one day. You know what I'm saying? And she like started liking me and shit after that. So I was just like, bro, I'm finna rap. Like this is finna. But I feel like I was just like, yeah, just trying to be Drake around that time. So it probably sounded like some Drake shit.
There- So, when you were discovering music, did you find rock or hip hop first?
Uh, Hip hop, cause my dad had played a whole lot. He played a whole lot of Tupac and Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Like he played that shit all the time, every day. He played Doggy Style, the album, every day, and he played All Eyes on Me every day. Like it was routine. Like when he got out of work, yeah, you know what I'm saying, have his beverages and he'll goddamn play that shit loud as fuck every day. And I started like he played like you know what I'm saying Hot Boys and shit sometimes, but I always like Lil Wayne. Like I always, you know, I was able to identify like, oh, this is a group, and then this person voice right here I like a lot. And I eventually knew who they was, and I would look them up and shit, or like listen on my own. But like the like alternative stuff started from I mean, I would like, you know, watch MTV or like it would just be on, like, you know, I'm just flipping through channels and shit. And I would like some of the rock videos, but it really started because like I would play Tony Hawk or um like WWE, shit like that, and the soundtrack, even Madden too. Like it'd be like rock songs and shit on there. And I would like that shit a whole lot. And I to the point where I look it up, you know what I'm saying? Like YouTube it or Google it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I look that shit up and try to find it. Or like on the game, I would just be setting the soundtrack, like replaying it, you know what I'm saying? Till I figured out the internet and I can go look for it.
That's interesting. That's a really funny way to find rock music instead of like albums or singles. Like you're finding it on the Tony Hawk's. The Tony Hawk soundtrack slapped. It was how I found the Doors. So I'm not.
Yeah.
eh, yeah, I
Well,
definitely.
see, in my neighborhood, it wasn't no like we had my neighborhood had this tape, this CD store. It's like a tape and CD store. It was called Big Records. It's like real famous in Atlanta or on that side of Atlanta anyway. Like everybody get all their CDs and shit from there. And we used to go there. My dad used to go there all the time. He used to take me all the time. But they never had no rock shit in there. Like it was all just rap shit. So I never even like like it was never even my vicinity. You feel me? It wouldn't have got to my vicinity any other way besides that.
It's funny you say that because like when I hear your music, it reminds me so much of rock. Like I was telling Scott that like when I heard Titan, the first thing that reminded me of was Something in the Way by Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yeah, like reminded me just of that. And you have such a good hold over rock music for someone who found it in such a funny way.
Yeah, I really like that shit, bro. And when I really like something, I kind of like overindulge in it. Like especially music. Like when I find an artist or a song I like or an album I like, I really be living with that shit. Like I be internalizing that shit. Like Nirvana, like that shit was like the the um the Bleach album, and like Nevermind. I listened to that shit, and also Smashing Pumpkins, Side Me Your Dream. Like I
Yep.
lived with them albums, like them albums when I was going through like fucked up shit, like fucked up times. I lived with them albums, bro. Like that shit helped me, bro. That shit got me through that shit. I ain't gonna act. You know what I'm saying?
Now I
And
get it.
like I just internalized them type of sonics, you know.
No, I could hear it. And to me personally, side note, I think Nevermind is the most perfect album ever created. In my own,
Same.
in my own
Okay.
personal opinion.
We handshake on that. We
Yeah.
handshake.
um, but yeah, you just have such an interesting ear for rock music, and it's interesting how you talk about it. Um, so we talk about how you play a lot around with genres in your music. What style makes you the most comfortable when you're making music? Like what style do you feel like you can express yourself the most in?
Honestly, bro, like all of them, bro. Cause I don't do it. I don't do it unless it feel natural. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I'm reaching or like trying too hard, then like I'm not gonna do it per se. Not to say that I don't challenge myself, because I definitely do. But like if it feel like I'm trying too hard to like do some shit, trying to over like do it, then I don't do that shit. Or it's like I'm just experimenting and it's probably like never gonna come out or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I spend a lot of time recording, so I get the chance to try a lot of different shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to sit there and make a record that I feel like is gonna come out, you know what I'm saying? I never really know what style it's gonna be in. You know what I'm saying? I just I go off the first note and then it turned into what it turned into. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get
And
that.
I keep working on that shit until like I love the song, until there's no way that I can't like hate it, that I can't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep working on that shit until I want it to be perfect, bro. Like I want it to be perfect.
I get that. And so we've obviously been talking a lot about your rock and hip hop roots. What's the common denominator between those two genres that stuck with you?
The rebelliousness, like like that's I feel like I embody, like, you know what I'm saying, like a certain kind of like rebellion. I at least I don't know about embody, but I identify with that type of, like, you know what I'm saying, rebelliousness in both. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about like people, like, you know what I'm saying, being extremely confident in like who they are, you know what I'm saying, despite what, you know what I'm saying, systems, you know, despite the systems that like oppress them, you know. I feel like rock music and rap music got that same angst, got that same kind of like, and the expression of pain, you know what I'm saying. If you listen to like, if you listen to Tupac and you listen to Kurt Cobain, like the root of their shit is just expressing their pain, bro. Like it's like the common denominator is like, you know what I'm saying, is that to me, however somebody else feel about it is how they feel about it. Or even like, you know what I'm saying, like Green Day and Lil Wayne, it's like a, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, they just, the swag is synonymous as far as like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm different and I'm goddamn, I'm way more confident. I'm way more confident about being different than you are about fitting in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
And I
That's
was gonna
why
say, it's funny you say that because that's kind of what Wayne tried to do, like in the second half of his career, is make his music sound more like Green Day and shit like that.
yeah.
So he like
But
remember when he the
you can
guitar?
hear it before you can hear it before then, bro. Like I swear, like I studied this shit, bro. Like you could hear the traces of like of him like getting there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could hear that shit. Like him like being ahead of the curve on that shit. Like I don't know, like yeah, the DNA of music is what I really be trying to look for. I be trying to find the similarities between like the most different kind of songs and find out the common denominator of what make them both great. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that perfect. I mean, that's kind of my job too. That's why I asked you about it, because I always think it's so interesting when people like mesh worlds. I'm like, what do you see that's so similar between these two things that like people think are so different?
Yeah.
So,
It's just,
uh,
yeah, it's like I don't know. It's all about the feeling too. If it connect the same, then it's the same.
nah, Tupac and Nirvana make me feel the same exact way. Like, I want to like run through a wall when I listen to like All Eyes on Me, and I want to run through a wall when I listen to like In Utero. So,
100%. 100%.
so
And
I
I
get,
feel like most folks my age and younger, that's how they look at music. They don't even like block it out no more. You know what I'm saying? I feel
yeah.
like genres really is gonna be a concept of the past as far as music. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think it's just like because of the internet. Like the internet is like you got access to any kind of style and shit that you like. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna create some whole new shit.
And we're not like limited. Like I'm 2 years younger than you actually. Um,
Really.
yeah, I know. I I look a little older. Watch when I get an edge up.
Nah, I wasn't saying. No, I was saying that. You look young. You look
Uh,
young, bro.
but no, I agree that like I don't think that, and that's why I think that artists like you are gonna succeed so far in the future, is just because when these barriers come down, people are gonna be looking for things that like don't fit into a box.
Yeah,
So, and that's why I thought it was so interesting that you used Julian Cruz for your production, because he did a lot of Dominic Fike shit.
yeah,
Dominic Fike is kind of in that same space of like a clusterfuck of everything.
yeah. He his acting rap too.
Yeah, yeah. He started off as a rapper.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, his acting rap too. So like that one saying it ain't no we the same. It's no genre to the shit, really. Yeah, Cruz is genius, bro. Like, and I flow so well with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like he understand that too. Like when I had all my demos of like my rock rap songs and shit, like, and he would hear me using like the fake guitar and shit. Like he knew exactly what I was going for, you know,
No,
and
I
he
get
was
that.
able to like help me bring it to life for real.
And when I found out that he was the one who did your production, it like clicked for me. I was like, oh, that's why this sounds so hip hop and rock at the same time. Because like if you listen to
Also,
Dominic Fike,
Scuffle too though. My dog Scuffle, as far as like balancing it with the rap shit too, because his shit is so hard, his shit so goddamn, and it's like ratchet and evil sounding like how I like it too. So it's just the balance of that shit is perfect, like so perfect.
would you ever want a band?
I don't know. I don't really see. Okay, I don't really fuck with like my shit is not about like the aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? I more so just love the sonics of like, you know what I'm saying, like rock or alternative shit. Like I like the sonics of the guitars, but I ain't trying to be on no like rock star swag or like no shit like that for real. I love like you know what I'm saying. My shit is more like I don't know. I love more like rap type swag, I guess, or whatever. Atlanta type swag, but like I love the sonics of like the alternative shit. So I don't know if I would ever like be in a band. Like the only way I would be in a band is if I actually learned guitar, which I am learning, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would want to just like I would want to be able to play as well if I was in the band.
To make sure it's authentic and that you know you have
Yeah.
control of everything. Yeah,
It's just genuine. Yeah.
yeah. So, like, what's your relationship with the past of Atlanta? Because when I hear your music, I could hear the influence all the way from like Baby all the way to Jid.
Mm. Um. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I feel like it's just a city, bro. Like it's just the what you mean the past? You mean like artists or just like
Yeah,
history?
like like the history of Atlanta music.
Yeah, okay. It's the the history is like I feel like I was there for a lot of like I don't know, I seen a lot of shit that definitely play into like the lyricism of my music, like, you know what I'm saying, setting the imagery or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like sonics and shit or like tones in my voice, I feel like I just don't know. I feel like I feel like I locked in on myself more so than like tapping in on surroundings. I just like I experimented so much, you know what I'm saying? But like Atlanta is just in me, so it's gonna it's gonna naturally like be that way.
I get
But
it.
I feel like I mean I listened to a whole lot of Young Thug like in high school because he was like he always been a superstar in the city. You know what I'm saying? He is a superstar in the world now. Like he always been a superstar in the city. He always been weird, like how folk. He always like weird and gangster, like how he, you know what I'm saying, how the world see him. He always been that. He always been that. It wasn't no like artist development or no shit that shit is. He always been like that. Like you know what I'm saying.
No, I
And I
get
feel
it.
like he influenced a whole lot. He influenced people like in the city. You know what I'm saying? And like we was teenagers at that time, seeing him like blow up and become a superstar. So he definitely played a role in like, you know what I'm saying, our shit and just the sonics of like the sonics and tonality of like, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta rap and Atlanta rappers in general, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole wave that like brushed over everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know. Trust me, Thug's like my favorite rapper ever. So I was there from like Two Cup Stuffed On, and I saw him like back in the day and shit like that. So I totally get what you're saying about the effect on Atlanta. So let me ask you this: do you consider your music trap music?
Nah. See, trap music is different for me. Like, it's not about the sound. It's about what you talking about. To make trap music, you gotta be trap. You gotta talk about some trap shit. That's what make it trap music. You gotta be trapping. You know what I'm saying? The term trapping, like you gotta be trapping. I can't just I don't make trap. I make rap music, and they got like trap style drums sometimes. But nah, trap music is trap niggas make trap music.
Got it. And I'm only asking because like I feel like the definitions become so inflated. Like everybody thinks everybody's trap music, and like
Yeah,
whether, but then like people are like, oh, trap music is stuff just from Atlanta, or like,
now
it,
mainstream media just think it's because of the drums, like
yeah,
them hi hats and them snares and them kicks, the 808. Like people just will label that because of the drums, but in Atlanta, if you say you making trap music, it's because you trapping. You know what I'm saying? And like I ain't never sold no drugs, so I can't I can't false claim that. You know what I'm saying? I just everybody these type of drums and shit, this shit go hard. That's some Atlanta shit. Like that shit, that music blew up because you know what I'm saying. Folk that was trapping was making songs. You know what I'm saying? And they'd take it to the strip club and like the strip clubs would turn that shit up.
yeah,
Like,
like
saying,
Jeezy, Gucci, Bankroll. Uh,
yeah, 100%.
I'm a big Atlanta guy, so I've been listening to like all that stuff.
Yeah. And Bankroll Fresh is like my favorite, probably he might be my favorite rapper from Atlanta, honestly.
Really,
Hell yeah. I listen to Bankroll every day. Like bruh, he was so Atlanta, like he bled that shit. Like he bled that shit. Like you just see it on him. I ain't never even meet him or no shit like that. It's just I was just a fan. Like still a fan.
yeah, me too. Um, So the first thing that stuck out to me when I heard your music was your unabridged confidence. How has that aspect of yourself expanded as you become like bigger and more established?
Um, I think like my confidence. Uh, I think the only reason why I'm so confident like by the time it's presented is because like I know how hard I and like the rest of my team worked on what we do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I feel like I be out here. If I pop my shit at all, I do is because I know how much work we put in, and I know how careful we was with everything, and I know that how I know how strong our intention was. So like at the end of all that, I could be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know what the fuck going on, and y'all do too.
Yeah, because it's very curated. Like that was the thing that popped out at me when I first saw Angelic Hood Rat, the first one. I kept
Mm.
seeing it pop up everywhere, and the cover was so good. The sequencing was great. I was like, is this like 3 or 4 albums in? And like to find out that that's your first project out, was crazy because it was just so well developed. It had such a good strategy behind it.
Yeah. Well, I made a lot of bad projects before that people will never hear. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely, like I said, like I pop my shit for a reason. 'Cause I know how we work. I know that it wasn't fire. It wasn't always fire. And because I know how unpolished it used to be, I can like say now, like I can pop my shit a little bit. But also that same breath, like I know we got way more to go and I want to get way better. So I keep it limited, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Um, well, your music is equally personal and transparent. What do you do to explore that side of your psyche? And like, how do you translate that into your music?
Um, I gotta like sit with myself. I gotta write by myself. I gotta sit there by myself and write that shit for that type of shit. Cause if it's some fun shit or if it's just like some shit that don't take too much thought, then it's like, okay, I could do that or whatever. But like them, something like Angels Calling, like I had to sit and write by myself and really like look at my thoughts face to face. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I get overwhelmed with how much I think, you know what I'm saying? And then like it could take a toll on like, you know what I'm saying? It could just take a toll. And I have to be brave enough to overcome that shit, overcome my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And
So,
that's
oh,
how I get the verses. You good?
uh, so how do you decide what you want to tell the world and what you want to keep to yourself after you explore these thoughts?
Um, I tell the world everything. If I feel like it need to be said, if I cause sometimes like I don't know, but all of my secrets, like or anything that's bothering me, I don't know too much like people in real life who I can talk to. I mean, I got people that care about me and shit, but it get hard to talk to them. It's just me, not them. They always there for me, but like it get hard for me to like express myself or say how I feel about certain shit. But I can always say it to the mic. I can always say that shit to the mic, and then that's like how I can say it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Open up because it come out the best way is best expressed through song. My words might fuck it up, you know what I'm saying? My lack of empathy sometimes might fuck it up. Or me overanalyzing it can fuck it up. But like when it's in a song, that's when I feel like it's its most pure. It's the purest expression.
Do you ever think that there's other ways that you want to present your feelings? Like, because when I was listening to the album, it felt like very cinematic. Like there's a lot of like background noise. There's a lot of things that were like moving and a lot of moving parts. Do you ever think you want to like get into film or short movies or any other type of art form to express yourself?
Yeah, I love film. I love movies, you know what I'm saying? And I really appreciate like, like people who can act very well. I think they artists in their own right too. I mean, they are definitely, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's like some I could probably like dabble into, you know what I'm saying? Because I just think it's real cool. But I think like music gonna always be my main shouting.
What's your favorite movie?
Um, it's a tie between it's tied between Interstellar and Black Swan.
Sorry, that's such a yeah. I'm gonna be real honest, and I know this is gonna be out in public. Interstellar made me cry, bro. I was in the theaters, like the thing with the strings. I lost my mind.
When he was in the bookcase.
Yeah, bro.
Right, on some real shit. I saw that movie by accident too. I was supposed to see like Die Hard 7 or some shit like that. Like I don't know, like and I the movie had ended or some shit or like I think I went to the wrong movie. I went to the wrong theater and like my because I was supposed to be meeting my friend and we supposed to be seeing like Die Hard or whatever and she was in the wrong theater I think so I went to whatever theater she was in and like us being in the wrong theater like it was the theater that Interstellar was in and it was IMAX so it was just like I was finna leave you know what I'm saying like But then I just start. I don't know. She was sitting in there already, and the way it opened up, and I already knew like, I already know like, you know, what I'm saying Christopher Nolan was fire, and I saw his name, so I was like, oh, just a fucking Nolan film. Like, let me fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But bro, I sat there, and you know that movie long as fuck too. I
It's like
sat,
3 hours.
I,
That's a hell of a movie to accidentally step into.
bro, it felt like 10 minutes, bro. It was so much. It was so fire to me. Like I love, bro. That shit. That shit definitely give. It gave me a new level of like inspiration. Like I don't know, just it was super inspiring. And then Black Swan, I feel like is like a movie that like directly inspired like Edge of the Hood, right? Because I don't know if you watch that movie, like
I've never seen it. It always looked kind of creepy, so I stayed away.
it, it is, bro, and that's why I wanted my album to sound scary, like a thriller, a neo horror, like thriller, some shit like that, like because that shit is like, but it's fire though, like in like it's fire, bruh. And like the main character, like the duality within herself that she battling and her like quest for perfection, like I identify with that shit so much, like I identify with that shit so much, like I love that movie.
I
Yeah,
usually don't do this, but I'm gonna give you a recommendation. If you liked Interstellar, you should watch 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I try to, bro. It is so boring, bro. It's so
I
boring.
know, but you just have to give it a second to kick in. All my friends say this. All my friends roast me all the time. They're like, "Sam, why are you trying to make me watch this boring ass movie about these old dudes sleeping on a plane?" And I'm like, "No, listen, trust me. Wait till you get to the end. It is crazy, bro. Give it another shot."
I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to watch it again. I
Yeah,
promise, for
I
real.
promise
Because
you, bro.
people do like praise it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen in my life. But I'm a patient guy, though. Like, I could sit there and wait like 2 hours for a setup, so that doesn't bother me. But
Okay.
I get why it bothers other people. But it's like my mom's favorite movies. We have like here, I'll show you. I got like a couple of vinyls, and we have like the original 2001: Space Odyssey soundtrack. It was the first vinyl my mom ever gave me.
That is so turned. That's
Yeah,
so crazy.
that
Well, you
and
got a different level of appreciation for it. So
yeah. But you should try it out. I've never given a recommendation to a rapper in an interview, but
yeah.
I think this
No,
was
thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try to look at it again. I might do
yeah,
it tonight.
yeah. I'm telling you, I'm correct. Like the ending is fucking crazy.
All right.
Um, what's something that you want to work on personally within your music, whether it's like musically or with your writing for your next release? How do you want to branch out?
My singing, I want my singing to get like a whole like go to another level. I really want to make like I don't know. I just want my singing vocals, my melodic vocals to like get more advanced, especially in a live setting too. Like I you know what I'm saying, I'm working on getting like a vocal coach and shit, and I really want to take that to like the next level. That's like my main. That might be my main focus for right now, actually.
And like, what do you mean by like, do you want to like start singing in more of like a rock sense, an R&B sense, like melodic?
Whatever,
Okay.
whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I want to be able to use my voice like an instrument to the highest capacity, like no matter what genre I dabble in, would it be R&B or rock, like I want to be able to do all of it, like soft to intense. Like I just wanted to be more like have more control of my breath and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
No, a lot of rappers are doing that. Actually, I just talked to Fredo Bang about that, about him wanting to like control his voice.
That's so turned.
Yeah.
Bro. Shout out my boy. That's turned.
Yeah. He was like, cause he like knows music theory because he used to play clarinet.
What
And
the fuck?
yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, it's funny because I was just editing the interview today. Yeah, we were talking about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I really want to work on my voice." Like that. It's funny that like a lot of rappers are starting to get into that.
Yeah, bro. Shit, we genre bending over here. Like, yeah, they get it. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
excited to hear him do that shit and see what come out of it.
um, hold on. All right, so recently you've been going toe to toe with some of hip hop's freshest lyricists like Deontay Hitchcock, Freddie Gibbs, Denzel Curry. Yet the tracks sound way more cohesive than competitive. What was the energy when you were making those tracks?
Um, well, the Deontay track was just like it was more laid back. But I knew I had to come with some fire shit, cause I know his ass can rap. And I
Right.
know like, you can't send no rapping ass nigga. You can't send no rapping ass nigga no like you better not and nobody better not send me nothing like that. Cause you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You just know like the caliber of somebody like, oh, I'm not finna play with him, man. So I sent him a long ass verse, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I did my thing. He came with that shit like I thought he was. So it was a little bit more laid back than the other ones, but I knew like, okay, I had to come with that shit on that shit. Um, what was the next one?
Gibbs.
See, all right, so Gibbs, like the song was already done, and I didn't even know that it was being sent to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I low key would have got down, snapped a little harder if I knew he was gonna get on that bitch. But it's all good.
Nah, I
But
mean he's a hard person to go like bar for bar with. He's one of the best out. So
yeah, yeah, he one of my favorite rappers, like
me
ever,
too. Me
ever
too.
type. Yeah,
I got like 3 copies of Bandana on vinyl. I love Freddie Gibbs.
yeah. Pinata is my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I skipped English in junior year of high school to go listen to that album. I just left school.
Damn.
That and the Barter Six. I literally, when both those albums dropped that year, I just left school. I was like, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah, Barty Six was my shit too.
Yeah.
Like that was like a religious type album in Atlanta. Like, yeah, you had to have that album.
No, I get that. And
I think yeah, with as far as like Gibbs though, like him getting on that track was such a surprise for me, and I was so excited about it that I was like, bro, this going on the project. 'Cause-
what about Denzel?
Well, see, I met Denzel like right after Hit drop. He invited me to come out to a show. So this was like 2019. And that's the first time I met him. He let me perform Hit at his show, you know what I'm saying? Like by myself, like, you know what I'm saying? So he always been fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? And I always knew he was fire. And I knew we would have a song, but like his fans and like people that was like fucking with me and shit, like would be talking about it all the time, like on Twitter, like at us all the time. Like, yeah, I need it. Like it was a big hype building up around like me and him having a song. And I sent him a song, you know what I'm saying? And it was like weird and different. But I was like, I don't know, this shit not hard enough. Cause like people just been hyping up us having a song. So I was low key like, this shit low key not hard enough for it to be like the Ken and Denzel song. You know what I'm saying? So I sent him A+, which I felt like at that time was like the fire like some real like fire turned that shit. Like it reminded me of Hit, you know what I'm saying? So I sent him some shit like that. And he smoked that shit. And like
Yes, he did.
he
Yeah, because
came perfect.
he's like probably one of the most tapped in with the underground of like the mainstream rappers out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. He a real one, bro.
Because like
Cause
Raider Clan and shit like that. Like,
yeah, he a real one, bro. He a legend as far as like fucking with people and like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he a legend himself. Like just he got his artist legacy of himself, but also like artists that he fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he fuck with everybody and he cool people and he just a real one, you know what I'm saying?
for sure. I
He,
remember
had
when
to, he didn't have to fuck with me like back then, like him and Jid, like they was the first people to like, really like tap in with me and work with me and shit, and like nobody really knew me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get that. And yeah, I remember when N64 dropped, I lost my mind. That project was so good. I've been listening to Denzel for like ever. Um, do you see yourself as an outlier in the Atlanta landscape or the beginnings of the next generation of Atlanta artists?
hmm, I don't know. I just see myself as an Atlanta artist. I can't. It's hard for me to gauge. It's hard for me to gauge what like other people think of me. You know what I'm saying? Because I be so like just like focused in on my own shit. Or like I don't really like listen to opinions. You know what I'm saying, from people like good or bad, or like whether they favor me or don't. Like I don't really listen to them. So it's hard for me to really gauge. I would like to like be a start of a new generation of Atlanta artists, a new type of swag in Atlanta. I would love that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would hope for, you know.
And how do you feel when people are surprised that someone from Atlanta making Atlanta music is so enthralled by rock music?
I honestly, bro, I don't think, I don't think people that surprised. I think people are intrigued, but I don't think it's that surprising. I don't think anybody from this generation of artists dabbling into different genres is that surprising no more. I think it's just like how well can you do it? How advanced, you know what I'm saying, are you at it, and what are the best ideas? How good are your ideas? And how good are you executing them? Like how far is it basically? You know what I'm saying? Not whether you doing it or not. I feel like that's not really surprising no more. But like how far that shit is like, you know what I'm saying? I
That's
also feel like it's like rock music has always been like in rap, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always been like,
Run DMC and Aerosmith, um,
yeah,
Rage Against the Machine.
yeah.
Um, and farther down the line, do you see your music changing beyond the bounds of your current work, or do you think you're going to develop the sound you already have more?
Um, both. I feel like I'm gonna definitely develop what I'm doing now more, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I know that it's not perfect. I know that I haven't perfected it yet, you know what I'm saying? So I want to get it to that point. But I also, bro, I know myself, bro, like I'm gonna be on some whole other shit. I'm gonna get inspired. It's gonna be a whole new like, life changes, people change, you know what I'm saying? Or well, people don't change, but they grow. And like I'm gonna grow into some whole other shit. I know.
Nah, I trust me, I believe you. What do you hope people's main takeaway from your music is?
Uh to to understand yourself, and to like not not give your power away to anything, to any other entity but yourself. Like your power is your power, and like your true power come from inside. That's why I try to make it as personal as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just talking to myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And people get to listen, and I
And
love that people want to listen.
and what's your biggest takeaway from making your music?
My biggest takeaway is that anything is possible. You work hard and, you know what I'm saying, put your mind to it.
All right, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you for coming on with me. I appreciate